in good light, right? And I can check all the frizzies on my hair. All right, so I think we have a minute to go, everybody. So thank you for hopping on. I do want to tag you. Do you want to tag Rob L.B. Rothman? I already did, didn't I?
Tagged.
I did. I did already. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I believe it is the top of the hour. Is it 4 o'clock?
That it is.
Okay, we'll wait a couple minutes for everybody to come on. People are hopping on now, but we'll give it a couple of minutes. I just want to say my name is Lilo Grunwald, and I'm sitting here with Rob Rothman, and he is my very first guest on Live with Lilo, and I'm very excited for this.
I'm very honored to be here.
Thank you. We're actually in Rob's home, and we've got his beautiful artwork behind us. So this is the first in a series that I've been wanting to do for so long now that I finally just decided to do it, because if I don't, then it's never going to get done. So taking action. And what I'm doing here is a showcase of people in Long Beach that I actually went to high school with, and promote them and tell you a little bit about them and have them tell you a little bit about them, because really we have this platform to share with people, but really I know that I scroll through Facebook posts and I don't really get a sense of a person. So I wanted to do it this way, and I think this is a cool way to do it. It just so happens that we get to do this one-on-one, and I think that's even better than having somebody come on a Facebook Live, which I will do down the road. So don't be surprised, my Long Beach peeps, if I get in touch with you and I want to do this. But only if you're into it. I'm not going to pressure anybody to go live with me. So thank you for hopping on. Hi, Karina. Do you remember Karina Volke?
I remember so many people.
You remember some people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Holmes, is that one of your friends?
Yes.
All right.
I know a lot of these people, you know, when I see them when they come into town or they're in town, they come to the shows, the art shows. A few of them been to a couple of my premieres, my documentary premiere, a couple of my art shows, so yes.
Okay.
There are quite a few people on the page.
All right. Well, let's get down to it, because those of you that can't hop on right now can definitely watch the replay of our Live with Lilo. Oh, I'm sliding. All right, so I want to get down to it. So I am here with Rob L.B. Rothman. That is what you have named yourself, right?
Well, it's really not so much I named myself Rob L.B. Rothman. When I first started the Long Beach page, it was actually called Long Beach Nostalgia. Mm-hmm. It was all, you know, based on photographs and historical research and information that I presented over the years. But then Facebook came up with the policy that you had to use your real name. So I had to change it to Rob Rothman, L.B. Rothman. It's funny because L.B. is actually the first and last letter of my middle name, which is Lieb, which is Hebrew.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're a Jew like me.
Correct. That I am. At least half.
Oh, yeah, I'm the worst Jew there is. I know nothing. I know nothing. When's Yom Kippur? I have no idea. So those of you watching that don't know, Rob touts himself as an artist, photographer, filmmaker, builder,
yes,
and student of life.
That I do.
Right? I'm getting all cloudy. So I don't remember you from high school, okay? And we were talking about this before we came on. He doesn't remember me either, but what year did you graduate?
1985.
Yeah, now we're telling you our ages. And I graduated in 1986, and this is a very unique town.
It is.
You did most of your schooling here.
Yes.
Okay, starting at the age of, you said you moved here?
Eight-ish.
Eight-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much growing up here in Long Beach.
Absolutely.
When did you discover that you had artistic talents?
When I was getting in trouble in school for drawing all the time, you know, during class, you know, I always had my parents coming into school, you know, getting in trouble for drawing. My parents stood behind me and defended my right to create and be happy. So I'm happy they did.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah, I think that every school needs to have art and music and, you know, encourage creativity.
I'm really impressed with Long Beach High School. When I just recently did the high school graduation commencement speech for the art students. They took me around, they showed me all the new facilities, including their media room and their art. I was blown away.
Wow.
I was really impressed, and I wish they had that when we went to school. I mean, you remember AV, you know, back in 1985, 86, 87, and you know, and our little green screen computers, and it's not compared to what they have today, but it's really amazing.
I remember construction paper and magic markers.
Yes, that's tracing paper.
Tracing paper, that's about what I remember.
Yes.
But that's incredible. So you spoke at the, what was it, an induction ceremony?
Yeah, for the artists. There was an award ceremony for the artists, and it was really nice. You know, I got to speak, and got a little deep, but after it was all said and done, everybody said I came off well, and they were really inspired by my story, and it was different, you know, not so much the norm, but I was really happy it went over well.
Wow, that's awesome. That's incredible, and how fortunate that, you know, you were able to do that they asked you. I mean, that's such it is an honor. It's a privilege.
It's an honor, absolutely. You
yeah.
know, and I was blown away that I was asked. You know.
Well, why not? I mean, look at this. This is a work in progress.
Yes, this is just a work in progress right now.
And this is a painting.
Yes, this is a painting based off of a photograph.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, I ride my bike on this boardwalk all the time, and it's gorgeous anytime, right?
I love it. The boardwalk is amazing.
Anytime, like in the winter, you know, when it's dull and it's gray and everyone's hermitizing. In the summer, and we get to see these amazing sunsets.
Sunsets and sunrises.
Beautiful.
Just blows you away. If anybody knows my videos on Facebook, they've seen me go out in the crazy storms. I've gone out, you know, Hurricane Irene, I was out there, you know, filming and documenting everything. I wasn't here for Hurricane Sandy. I was in Texas at the time, but I was involved in the rescue efforts and everything like that. But yeah, I love getting out there in the weather and snowstorms and getting some really good footage. You know?
And we get some weather here. I mean, we get that hurricanes. Even if we don't get the full blown hurricane, we're getting those waters and the winds and the sand sweeps, and that's incredible. So let me ask you this: when did you start doing Long Beach art? Or was there other art that you did before you started doing, you know, the boardwalk and?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I started painting back in high school with Mr. Crystal as my teacher.
Mr. Crystal.
Mr. Crystal.
If anybody doesn't know who Mr. Crystal is, that is Billy Crystal's brother.
Yes.
Very well-known art teacher here in Long Beach.
Well, yes, absolutely. He really, you know, influenced me and really taught me, you know, he wasn't like, never considered himself an artiste, you know, an artist, but he was good, you know, and he knew what he was talking about, and I appreciated everything that he taught me and the patience that he taught me. That's where I really started painting, though. You know, started getting involved in airbrushing and acrylic painting, and he let us be free, you know, and be able to create what we wanted to create, and it was nice. So that's where I started painting.
Right.
You know, I was always drawing comic books and illustrations up to then, and but you know, started painting there, and it really, you know, I really dug it. So.
Yeah. And did you go on after high school? Did you go to college?
Yeah, I took a break. I worked for a while. I moved out to Suffolk County and went to Suffolk Community College, Riverhead campus, which I really loved and appreciated. They had a really great art, you know, program over there, and their professors were awesome, and I got a lot out of it. Only 2 years, but I got my degree, and everything else has been self-taught, you know. Just experience, trial and error.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
And I started getting into, I painted everything. You name it, I painted it. Long Beach itself, though, the paintings of Long Beach itself only started doing maybe 2.5 years ago.
Wow, okay.
You know, something grabbed hold of me, you know, because I also did the documentary of the history of Long Beach.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
That really was amazing because no one else was doing that. No one else does that. And that's what makes you so unique.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's why I feel like everyone needs to know who you are and know the artwork. And if you get a hold of any of Rob's artwork, it's going to be worth a lot of money, and you saw it here. And we'll give all the information of where they can get your art, and they can get something made.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll get into that. Oh, somebody's taking pictures. So we got off track. I'm sorry. Now, okay, so you weren't here for Sandy, but you came right back?
I came right back 2 days later. I was visiting my daughter down in Texas. But the night of Sandy, I jumped online because people didn't have access to Facebook or any kind of internet connection really in Long Beach for cell service.
Well, we drowned.
Yeah, exactly.
Long Beach literally drowned under 5 feet of water. Cars everywhere. We Long Beach people don't like to relive it, but it really was a devastating time for us here.
Yes.
For most people. Some people got out of it, lightly scathed.
Yes.
Others suffered. I suffered. We lost cars.
Others, lost everything. Some lost their lives, in the long run.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it was devastating, and it still is. A lot of people are still a lot of people I know are just starting to get back in their homes right now.
Oh, yeah.
Teresa Bersner, I know, she just got back into her house.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching Teresa, I don't. Interviewed her the 2 days after I came back from Texas when I went down there with my camera. But I couldn't believe. My girlfriend told me. The devastation that occurred, and I couldn't believe it because I couldn't picture it. You couldn't picture it.
Yeah.
So flew back into JFK, and we had to come around a long way through Oceanside, and of course the Army was out there, and had to show ID and everything, and couldn't believe my eyes when I was coming down Long Beach Road, Austin Boulevard, with all the boats strewn throughout the streets. It was like a movie. It was like an apocalyptic.
It really was.
Scene. And I couldn't believe it. And got back. I couldn't. My girlfriend's house was completely destroyed. I was looking at other people's homes, people walking through the streets.
With flashlights. It was pitch black. It was disgusting. Boardwalk pieces had traveled all the way over here.
Yeah.
Because I know we were living on East Hudson,
right,
which is just a couple blocks from here, and there was one of the ramps from the boardwalk that was right down on our corner.
Yeah. And
it was an unbelievable sight.
The lifeguard shack completely gone. There was a huge container that was on the side of the new Long Beach Hotel, which wasn't that at the time. But the huge container, it ended up made out of steel, and it's ended up in Park Avenue. You see things that you grew up, seeing or whatever. It's been there for a few years. You're like, oh my God, how did I get there? But it was devastating.
It really was. I mean, luckily, Long Beach did get back on its feet. But at the time, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this looks like a third world country. I mean, it really was that bad. But good things came out of it.
Yes.
And our boardwalk was completely, like I said, there were pieces everywhere. Now, people were taking boards from our boardwalk and keeping them, and we saw that I have seen people have made things from them, like they've made bars from the old boards, but you took pieces of the boardwalk and made art.
Yeah, and that all started just, that never was planned or anything like that. I was gathering pieces of the boardwalk and just, mailing them out to people on my Facebook page. Just, I just asked for shipping and handling. I didn't ask for any money in return. I just wanted to give people pieces of the boardwalk, so I just started doing that. And then somebody had just asked me, can you paint a scene of some sort on the boardwalk wood? And I was like, I could try, because it's so rough.
Yes.
And everything like that. So I did, and she really liked it, and I put that she put it on Facebook, and just started there, and then it just took a life of its own. I started getting better and better as I did them. They became more intricate, more detailed, more colorful. and it took a life. I sold like I think overall between donations, I donated probably about 40 pieces, and I sold probably about 220. So it was really well, and of course, a percentage of that money, all my monies that I have ever made off of Facebook have gone into, charities such as cancer, and chemical dependency.
Right.
That's really, touches base with me, and it hits home with me, those subjects in general, and so yeah, I try to do what I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I did read something where you did a GoFund campaign. Again, I don't know Rob. Rob doesn't really know me, but I did do a little bit of research.
Yes.
And you do like to donate your time, and you do like to help those that need it, like the elderly, and you do like to help shovel their driveway. And so, can you tell me and tell us a little bit more about that and your giving nature and why you like to donate your time and give back?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Well, my mother, she brought me up. My dad brought me up, but my mom, she really instilled certain things in me because of not so much what she said, but because of what she went through. And seeing her struggle with things such as alcoholism and cancer, and seeing her not be able to make it on her own, it was tough. So I always look back to that, and I always, keep that as an example that, I always wanted somebody to be there for my mom, when I couldn't be there, because at times she lived in Massachusetts for a certain period of time, and I was living in New York. But after her cancer, and she had a battle with cancer, she had a full laryngectomy, so it was tough. But
how old were you
when she had the cancer and had the it's 27, 26, 26, 27. She was only at the time 43, 44. But yeah, so that was really difficult. We went to college together, me and her, and we worked together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah, it was a really special relationship that I had with her. So she instilled all those beliefs in me, and so I just wanted to see, I would like to see people do things for her, as, so I went around town, and I try to help anybody that can't really help themselves. I don't want money, I just get a nice little workout out of it, and it makes me feel good, after my fiance girlfriend passed away.
That was not too long ago.
No, not too long ago. It was about 2.5 years ago, which still doesn't feel that long ago.
No, very sorry about that. So you use your art, and you overcome, and you overcome in that way.
Yeah, right? I went out there and shoveled, just to get rid of it. It was winter time, and we had a bad storm. I think it was 2015, 2016. We had a bad winter, and I was out there shoveling, just to get past my own pain and to be able to help others while I'm doing it.
Right.
But I like to help others. That's just my nature. Always has been.
Yeah. Well, the best people give back. I mean, what you get, you should give back, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's all good. It's just do what you can do. Don't worry about what the next person's going to do. Try to inspire them and give them motivation. But just worry about what you can do, and everything else will take its course.
Absolutely. It's the best plans are not planned.
Right.
Absolutely,
the best things are never planned.
No. I always try to tell my mother that. I'm like, let's not plan anything. Let's just go with the flow. I'm like, I am a go with the flow kind of a girl. But sometimes you need some direction, right?
Sometimes you need a little direction.
So I wanted to talk about your, why the nostalgia of Long Beach? What do you think, and why do you think Long Beach is so unique?
Well, because of the way it came about.
Because this is a cool town if you've never been here.
It really is, and it's becoming cooler and cooler. I just, I wish everybody that grew up here in the 70s and the 80s really know what Long Beach is about. When it was,
like the old times.
The old times, the arcade on the boardwalk, Izzy's Knishes, the shooting gallery.
And you can see those pictures on Rob's Facebook page.
Sure. You can also check them out on I Love Long Beach, New York.com. I'm correct. That's Chuck Jacoby's page.
Okay.
We'll
put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
But I grew up that way as well. Like I was a kid, and kids now could never do what we did as kids. Right. Ever.
Never. What we got away with is incredible. I mean, there were so many abandoned houses in Long Beach that I use as my own personal, clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on East Penn Street between Riverside and Long Beach Road. And right across the street from me directly was this huge mansion that was abandoned for many years. But it was beautiful. The view, the bell tower up top was beautiful. I lived directly behind the old Atlantic.
Right.
The senior home.
Okay.
And so I got to see some crazy stuff out my back window.
I mean, back then,
people that live in Long Beach now don't realize what Long Beach, was. You couldn't. I always tell people, there were times in Long Beach where you couldn't walk on the boardwalk past 9 o'clock or sundown. You just couldn't, not by yourself at least.
No.
And a lot of bad, things going on in Long Beach. It was crazy, but there's a lot of good things happening too. We had Chauncey's, across the water, we had Channel 80, Sprats Speaks,
right.
Rumors.
We used to as kids go to the bowling alley.
Bowling alley.
We would just hang out at the bowling alley. We would play arcades, and we would just hang out. We would bowl.
I love the bowling alley. 2 floors of fun.
Yeah.
And the arcade games and the French fries and the hamburgers.
Yeah, they got to bring that back. So if anybody from
any investors,
the city council,
if there's any investors, if we all as a collective of residents of Long Beach could come together somehow, some way, and come up with a bowling alley. There's a couple of spots I could actually think of that would suit that perfectly.
Yeah.
With parking and everything.
Yeah.
A couple buildings have been sitting in Long Beach for over a decade, just empty. The space needs to be utilized. Long Beach needs some life.
Definitely needs some life.
And not just the bars in the West End. I love the bars in the West End. I love that life down. I mean, that's not my thing anymore, but I do love that, essence.
Right.
It's got a unique style of its own, the West End. I love the West End.
We need more art.
We need more art in Long Beach. Absolutely.
We do.
We can't be so constrictive.
No. We need to be more artistic. We need to be more open.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a little too conservative.
It is.
Here.
It is. And it has been. It always has been. But we need to loosen our bridges a little bit and have some fun and show our creativity to the rest of the world in New York, and Long Beach is becoming.
They're getting there. They're getting there. They're doing things here and there, like they had the Pride on the Beach.
Yes, absolutely.
Which
back
is
in
new.
2012.
Right. Yeah.
Quicksilver.
Yes. Yeah. Which was kind of ruined though by an impending storm, and they shut a lot of it down, which was unfortunate.
I know.
But I think they're loosening up a little bit. And happy Pride Day, by the way. Happy Pride Day. But yeah, I mean, they're getting there, but they're not there.
They got the new little places on the boardwalk, Riptides, 1561, which I love. I did all their artwork, design their place and everything.
Amazing place.
I love
Brian Bradish,
Gina Bradish.
That we went to high school with.
Absolutely. And then you got Greg LePen's place,
Shakes and Shuckers.
Shakes and Shuckers, right down the road in Lincoln.
Thank God they have those now.
Absolutely. And then you got Michelle and her the coffee place. Are they still there?
The coffee place, yes, right in the middle of the boardwalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
And then we have one down on Grand, but I forget the name of it offhand. But
and also have Scoot and Surf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've implemented since Sandy. They've implemented, and you can rent bikes, which is very nice.
Slowly but surely.
Too
slowly. We need that bowling alley.
We need the bowling alley though.
And a bigger, nicer movie theater. Too small, and that outside of that movie theater is just no. It never worked. It never will work.
Yeah. Bring the Laurel back.
Yeah, for real. Absolutely.
Yeah.
With the balcony, the old Laurel was great.
Yes.
Seeing Grizzly Adams there back in 1976, I think it was.
Oh, God, that's right.
It was great.
So now what? So what's the goal? I mean, so you're an artist. You paint. You photography, but also videography. So you've done these... I'm losing my words. The documentary.
Yes.
So what's next?
Well, I have a film in mind I want to do. Like I mentioned earlier, my mother's personal struggle and tragedy, and and also success with in her life, but basically loosely based on alcoholism, drug addiction, depression, cancer, and just one person struggles, a family struggles with all of those, but a struggle that comes out stronger from it. So that's my next project, because I want to be able to inspire people. That's what I've come to really feel. I love to be able to inspire others, and show them that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and to never give up hope. Because it's so easy to just give up and say it's not worth it.
Right.
But it is worth it.
Did you overcome any of that? Did you have any struggles?
Oh,
or
sure,
you
absolutely. Oh, yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had my bout with drugs and alcohol in my late teens and 20s, up to my mid to late 20s, maybe. Right before my mother passed away. But I was pretty good after 27. A young lady came into my life, and I changed my ways. But after my mother passed away, I pretty much put almost everything down.
Right. Right.
I stopped drinking.
For her.
Well, yeah, I didn't feel the need for it anymore. Which is really strange. I mean, I was on my fast path to heavy duty alcoholism. I'll always consider myself an alcoholic. But even though I can drink, I could drink to this day. I have 3 drinks and not drink anymore. It's very rare that I do. But if I'm at a club watching a band, if I'm watching a football game with my guys, I have no quarrels with it, and I can put it down 1, 2, 3. So that's not a problem for me.
That's self-discipline.
Yeah, it is. But it's funny how I just put it down. My family, a few members of my family are alcoholics. There's a long line. It goes down generations, and I know how it affects families. I know how it can destroy lives. So I've been through the program. I still read, and I haven't gone to a meeting in probably about 2 years, but I still I know it all. I know a lot about it, and I want to share it in my film and just be able to speak about struggles and strife and coming out better at the end.
So is the film going to be interview style? Is it going to be a story about one family, or is it going to be a story about
it's going to be like a docudrama, I would imagine. Kind of in the format of, there was a movie with Farrah Fawcett, The Burning Bed, I think it was.
Yes, that was a great movie back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Farrah Fawcett. And it's going to be along those lines. That's where I want to go with it.
Okay.
That's where I want to go with that. So that's my next film project.
It was a very sad movie.
It was. But out of sadness comes inspiration.
Sure.
Comes strength. In my most recent speech to high school, I spoke about how pain drives me. It drives me to be creative because I block everything out. That's my tool. And I just focus on what I'm doing at that moment.
Right.
And so I'm always painting.
Yeah.
But I love to paint. So
yeah.
Just staying creative and just.
Well, when I get depressed, and we all get depressed, don't we? When I get depressed, I eventually get angry, and that's what drives me.
Right.
My anger, because I'm angry at myself.
Right.
It's like, stop feeling sorry for yourself and get the hell out and do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Giving yourself a big, swift kick in the ass. Yeah, you have to do that sometimes, absolutely, because not everybody will do it for you, because a lot of people, they have, sympathy. When all you really need is empathy, but,
yes.
But sometimes you need somebody to tell you the hard truth.
Oh, well, sure. Oh, well, yeah. It's constructive criticism and feedback. Absolutely. That we all need. It's like, I'm an actor. I've acted all my life, and you need that director, because you're not watching yourself.
Right.
So the director might say, tweak this, I don't like what you're doing, stop touching your hair, because it looks bad. And then if you saw the replay, you'd say, oh God, he's so right. He's so right. I need him.
Exactly. It's like that, and even in college, my professors, you always think you're finished, with the project. And you're like, no, you can do more. And I'm like, no, come on, this is done. It's done. I know it's done. But you always do more, and after, years down the road, I'm like, they were right. They were right. Absolutely. Because it's just like, you tend, we as humans tend to just like say, all right, that's good enough.
Right.
But I like to be pushed. I like to push myself.
Right.
It's like to challenge.
Sure.
Do the harder thing first and the easiest thing last.
Obviously. I mean, look at the artwork behind us. I just don't want to, I wanted to keep this at half an hour.
Okay.
Could you please tell everybody where they can order a custom painting, perhaps, before we leave?
Sure, absolutely. Well, they can always contact me either through my Long Beach Facebook page, or also just recently created an art page on Facebook as well. It's the Art of Rob Rothman. You can just type that in and it'll come up. I'm working on a website. I'm putting together prints for everybody to be able to get their hands on if they like. And because a lot of these paintings are rather large, and I put a lot of time into them.
And you're very protective of them. We actually wanted to do this in one of the restaurants around here. Do you have your artwork at the LB Social or no?
No, not at the moment. But sometimes I show, in restaurants or at the library. I show a lot, and I hope to be showing again soon. Right. Joanna Matheson.
But the local restaurants should have your art. They should buy a painting, don't you think?
Hey, everybody should buy a painting.
I need to buy a painting. I think we went through all of what I wanted to touch on, so I'll put that away. Do you see yourself living in Long Beach forever?
Well, my dream is to I always own a place in Long Beach, but I would also like to have another place, winter, a little getaway.
Where would that be?
I don't know, Carolinas possibly.
Okay,
down in the coast of Carolinas. Maybe Texas. I love Texas. It's a great place to be. Inexpensive.
What would you paint there if you were in Texas? Because there's no beach there.
What would I paint in Texas?
Well, there is beach. Excuse me, there is beach.
Yes, there is beaches.
But would you live there? Would you live by the coast?
No, I'd probably live inland. Austin. I love Austin. I love San Antonio. San Antonio's nice.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Beautiful.
So yeah, and it's got a great art culture and music culture down there. So it's I can appreciate that as well.
Right.
Absolutely. San Francisco, possibly. San Diego. These are all places that I would love to have another spot in.
Yeah. California's amazing.
Yes, it is. That's where I was born.
Okay.
But I only lived there for a year.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Queens.
Oh.
Rosedale.
California to Queens.
To Queens.
And now Long Island.
Long Island.
We got our Long Island accents.
Yes, we do.
Is there anything else that you want to share with our folks that are watching or will watch? And
well, just keep your eyes open for the documentary. It'll be getting printed soon. I really appreciate this interview with you.
This is awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you so much. It was great.
He's awesome.
And I just hope to be doing more speaking engagements and showing my work more. And I'm a contractor by trade. That's what my business is. I love fixing homes and being able to help people. At less than what an average contractor will charge you. And I've been here in Long Beach forever, so that's my main business. But I want to try to transfer my main business into my art, my photography, and my filmmaking.
Right.
That's what I want to be doing. I've been breaking my hands for the last 25 years in this business, and I really want to do what I want. I love doing what I do, no matter what it is. And I like to break up the monotony. I'm passionate in everything I do. Everything I do, I give 110%.
Right.
That's how my father taught me. And I think that's what everybody should do. Always give you 110%. No matter what it is.
They instill good values.
Either it be a relationship, work, your hobbies, whatever it may be.
Yeah. And if you have children that are doodling in class instead of concentrating on the teacher,
don't come down so hard on them.
It's not such a bad thing,
It's
because they could be creating something like this. They could be your next filmmaker. So
you never know.
Yeah.
Let them create.
Yeah.
Never hold
Do you
it down.
curse? Do you have a favorite curse word?
Do I try not to curse too much, but I do.
Good.
You know.
Okay, good.
I try not to curse too much,
All right.
but I have a couple good. If I have to lose my mind, but
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Yes.
We're in New York.
exactly.
It happens.
Absolutely.
Do you-
That's a freaking.
How about your favorite color? We'll end on that note. Do you have
My
a favorite?
colors? I have several favorite colors.
I'm asking the painter if he has a favorite color.
My other colors I get jealous. But I love my oranges, deep orange, purple. And everybody says black isn't a color. I know it's absent of any color. I know this, I know. But I do love black.
What do they consider? Black and white's considered a hue, right?
Yeah, it's not a color.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it covers walls, right?
Well, I want to thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I want to thank Rob Rothman, and those of you that know him from high school. What was your last name in high school?
In high school, I was known as Bobby Visacia. And when my parents got divorced, I went back to Rothman, and then I got a job as a waiter in a white glove restaurant, and I presented myself to the tables as Robert. I met my girlfriend at the time there. She called me Rob, so I came back to Long Beach as Rob Rothman, and people were like, Rob Rothman, who are you? But everybody knew me as Bobby V.
He's a nice half Jewish boy from Long Beach.
Yes, that I am.
Thank you so much, thank you for tuning in. I can't see for squat, so I have no idea who is watching. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. For
my very first episode of the Long Beach Spotlight series. And we will have more of these. I will have more of these. And again, for more information on Rob's work, you can always message him. We'll put a link in the comments for your artwork.
Sure, if you have any questions, I'm sure you could just, add your questions on to this thread later.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you later. Bye.